What's good, everybody? What's good? Let me make sure I'm connected. Hold on. Make sure I'm connected, dog. That's why I hate doing this
I
stuff at
don't see
work
anybody in the
because this
chat yet.
Wi-Fi.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
because it's still trying to hold on. There we go. I think we're live now. Yeah, we live now.
All right, cool.
So it may be a
I ain't
little
got
lag
nothing.
because I'm at work. So what's up, everybody? I see people coming in the building. What's good, everybody? You know we in these work streets. We doing it different today. I'm in these work streets. My dog Mike White is in these work streets. So we just said, hey, let's do a video today, a quick draft show. Oh, they popping in the building. You was right, Mike. They popping in here. This is the time. They popping. They popping. They
Dude,
popping in here. What's up, y'all?
I had four different DMs. People say, "No, where's the pre-draft show at?" I was like, "All right, fuck it. We got to run one. Like, it don't matter if it's even 20 minutes. We got to get something in because I mean, it's only day
Yeah, we
one. It
gotta
ain't like
get
we're gonna talk about the whole thing." So
right, right, right. What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, Matthew? Life is crazy. Tim Warner, what's good with y'all? Y'all know what it is. But let's jump right into it. Today is draft day. Uh, been a lot of talk of players, picks, this and that. Here we are at 12.
yes, sir.
What are you feeling?
You got to. I mean, the same way I've been since November. You need a damn wide receiver. You need one. It's just that's the position you're at right now. You've not got on the free agent market. I know that ain't nobody that you're going to write home about, but they picked up anybody remotely resembling an offensive guard or anybody with remotely an offensive lineman. You're pretty squared away at tight end. You got your corners, kind of corner. I could settle with corner, but see, there the problem is you already got a corner. You got maybe two corners. You only got one wide receiver. Every single one of these dudes, besides CD Lamb, would clear waivers if they were cut today. Nobody would even pick them up until like June. I mean, that's just no disrespect to anybody, but I'm sick of hearing about Tolbert. I'm sick of hearing about these guys. You're just like, what have they done? What have you done? And we got one damn wide receiver, and It's been this way for entirely too long, and you
Hmm.
got to do something about it. And if you're not going to get one today, you got to trade a pick for one, an actual pick,
Hmm.
like 44,
Hmm.
not not
Hmm.
that damn day three, pick 207 or whatever the hell. No, you need a legit wide receiver. And I know that the draft is a crapshoot, even then. So, but you still have to take the best shot at it. It's like every single one of these guys. I mean, hell, I'm old enough to remember when B. John Robinson was generational, and you'd be idiots not to trade up for him. We'll see how this worked out. So it's all a crapshoot, but you have to give your chance the best. You have to give yourself the best chance possible to come out of today with somebody else that can line up and get on the other side of CD Lamb.
Yeah, I mean, I'll feel you with that, and I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't, I've been going back and forth who to take at 12, who to take at 12. I just want a good player. Now, if we going on the rankings, I ain't gonna lie. Remember, me and you were going back and forth, and I said, oh, I switched to gold. Now I don't know now. I'm hoping McMillan is there because I like the big body. I can't front. I like the big body. I like he's been a dog since high school, since college, and I just feel like it'll transition to the NFL. I know you like Matthew Golden. I ain't hating on him, but I kind of, if Ted is there and I'm hoping nobody touch him, that's where I would rather go just because I know about the speed, Mike, but I haven't seen, oh, I've
I'm
seen
fine with it.
5'11", 190s. You feel me? I want a big boy.
I I'm not. I'm fine with it. Like I said, I had a tweet. It's like there's three in all likelihood, all three of those guys. Maybe not Tet. Tet will worries if Tet clears 9, he'll be there at 12. But
Yes,
Dane's kind of
I worry
scaring.
about him clearing.
That's kind of Dane's kind of scaring me with that New Orleans. With the and they're idiots. When have they ever cared about what makes sense in the draft? You know what I mean? So it's that worries me that he may not. You may not have it may be Golden or a Buka sitting there because Ted's gone. But
Yeah.
In all likelihood, he'd probably be there, but that's that could be egg on face. 8 hours from now when he's going halfway to New Orleans. So
Well, we'll see. I don't think it's just New Orleans. I think Jacksonville has jumped in the mix. New England is definitely in the mix. I don't know if they want to take him high because I seen where Chicago was talking about trading up, and they traded up with, I believe, New England took Genty, and then New England came down at like nine, I believe, or eight, one of those two, and then they took Ted. So I feel like that's the team. You said New Orleans. I'm keeping my eye on New England, because if they don't
the
take the offensive tackle, I feel like that's where they're going.
the reason I say New Orleans is because Kellen. He wants his AJ Brown. He wants his big
But you
body.
ain't even got a
Come across.
quarterback though, because they're still talking
Uh,
about Derek Carr's shoulder.
hey, once you go burn next year's one and go get in the damn Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. You know that's I
Hmm.
know you don't have a quarterback, but I don't. Who you going to take? They going to take Sanders? I don't see it. I don't see it. And
I mean,
but
I do see it. I see
Jackson
it
Dart.
could be New Orleans or Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh is more the destination, but I think everybody's looking at the New Orleans pick to see who they pick. Are they going to go defense? Or are they
That
going to
is
go offensive lineman? Or will they jump at quarterback?
that. It is kind of weird that how they've got a real chokehold pivot point on this draft with
Oh, they
where they
got the
could go.
pivot point.
I mean, that's a
It's
that's
the
that's a
Saints.
real
They're the
linchpin right
pivotal
there. If they
pick.
take if they take a wide receiver, you're going to have wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. Boom, 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 boom. Go,
Hmm.
go.
Yep. I
And if
believe
they
it
take a
because then everybody's going to get desperate about those top guys, and then they're going to be like, "Well, we
Yep,
got to get them now. We got to get them now."
because ain't shit for you there in a second. Ain't shit for you there,
No,
buddy. Uh,
no.
so that's why I'm so hard. That's why I'm so hard up on wide receiver because the absolute lack of depth. And you know, we people say, "Oh," and I'm guilty of it too. And I know we could talk about fit and this, that, and the other, but outside of this year, we always talk about, oh, this wide receiver class is deep. This wide receiver class is deep, and you got all these guys that go in the second and third round, and what do they do in the league? Honestly, I mean, that's what's I'm guilty of it too. You're like, oh, you can go get so and so in the second, and then 4 years down the road, they're sitting on 700 career yards and you know 58% completion percentage, and you're like, once again, team, whatever, but still good players play. It's like the Kyle Pitts thing. Well, he went to a bad team, this, that, and the other. It doesn't matter. If you're that dude, you're gonna ball. I watch we watched Josh Norman ball the hell out with Brandon Whedon, and they didn't have shit else up there. You know what I mean? So ballers
Hmm.
ball. And we always talk about these day two guys, and then you go look at the list of names. Hell, run back the last 10 seasons and look at the list of names that were taken day two, and you're like, maybe 1 in 6, maybe. I mean, that's probably way overshooting it. So that's and then we got these running backs sitting there, dude. Day two, round. There might be 10 running backs going the second round. I mean, I've got to. There's so many to choose from, and half the league needs one.
Right. Well, I think where you're going to
But
see it, Mike, is that run if it toward the end of the first to the top of the second, when if we see the Mario Hamptons, if we start seeing Caleb Johnson, those guys, then I feel like the run will start same way the receivers are doing it. The run will start on the running backs, and I feel like you got to get that Travion Henderson. If you targeting one of those running backs and you like him, he's going in that second round. You
is
got to get him.
is anybody sitting on an extra two? I don't
That's what
think
we.
so.
Yeah, no, not an extra two, because they
There
got a
was no
three.
big
The
trade.
Browns
There was
got a
no big
three.
trade. There's somebody who might be sitting on a one, but there's nobody sitting on an extra two. I was just thinking about a team that
Mm-mm.
might try to sneak back into the first round and go grab, Hampton or Henderson or something like that. Um, but you know, Henderson and Brooks, yeah, we've been talking that for a minute. I'm all about that. Hey, I don't care if you go. Honestly, God, I don't care if you go round two, three, running back, double up. I really don't. I think it's a good use of resources. I really, your O line's set. You've got everybody there. What you need with your offensive line is you need health. They have been playing musical chairs with this offensive line since 2017. You seem like you can't get 5 games with all 5 guys. Something always happens. And you look at these good, quote unquote, good teams. Look at Detroit. Look at Philadelphia. Look at San Francisco. Their offensive line stay healthy and they stay congruent. And it's the same guys. You build as a unit because you have to move as one. You don't have some, well, who the hell is this guy? Okay, well, shit. What's he do? Maybe
Well,
you
they
don't go
also
from
are
hit
getting
step.
good players too, though. You feel me?
Yeah,
Because I
oh,
mean, they got Makai Becton. They put him from tackle to guard. Dallas ain't getting them guys. We're getting guys that are coming out of retirement. We're getting guys that ain't played for 2 years. Like
hey,
uh, that's
Makai Becton was on his way to the damn unemployment line. That was a bust seat. I mean, that dude was couldn't stay healthy. He was it was just one thing after another, one thing, and they took a chance on him. Something tells me if Dallas took that same chance, we wouldn't get 3 games out of that dude. Because that's
yeah.
just the way
Because but
shit
see,
go
that's
already.
that. But I just feel like that's the training, the culture as well.
Yeah,
Because I feel like a Makai Becton is coming into Philly like, hey, I have a chance to win a championship. I'm going to step my game up. Where it was dysfunctioning in that locker room, to your point, dysfunctioning in the locker room. He comes in, he takes it easy and doesn't go hard. So hopefully, our coach and Brian Schottenheimer, I feel like he really is exercising those demons and really is setting a standard in that locker room. And I feel like he is the one that's really he's the key because if he can
there,
continue to push back, hit these other guys. Shout out to you, Delunatic, for the $2 holla, Pop IP for the $5 holla. Um, he's really got to be the guy that's really got to continue to have the major influence, in my opinion, Mike. But let me ask you
yes,
this:
sir.
it says any truth to any trade rumors that Dallas has been linked to? Do you actually think because Jalen Ramsey's out there, Jameis Williams, Pickens? Do you really think that the Cowboys would actually go give up a third for one of those guys, or do you think that's just a lot of that smoke screen?
I don't see them when they just paid Lamb, and
Me too.
I'm
Mhm.
looking at it from their not what I would do. Just
Right. Exactly.
um, you're sitting there at 12. You're probably going to have your wide receiver on the board. You just paid CD Lamb. You're not going to give up an asset for a guy that's wanting a new contract in March. Um,
Exactly.
would I do it? Yeah. You know why? Because when you're having a fucking parade, who cares about that third round pick? Straight up.
Right.
That
And, well,
I hate the logic.
if you got him on a rookie deal, that's a good rental because you still don't have to pay him, right?
That's the thing. That's something I was going to touch on. These people. Well, why we're going to give up a second or third round pick for a 1 year rental? If that 1 year rental gets you to an NFC title game,
Right. It was worth it.
anybody crying about the picks that Philadelphia gave up for AJ Brown right now? And you know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
well, we can't do well, we can't we don't have a third round pick. Okay, well then fucking have fun losing wild card weekend, never getting past the divisional round for the foreseeable future. Scared money don't make money, Playboy. So I have an issue with that. I'll give up a second round pick. Like I don't Pickens. I don't give a shit. I give 44 for it. If you tell me that dude, now nothing's guaranteed, that dude going to come in here, play 17 games, get 900 yards and 8 touchdowns, and we out there balling the hell out, and they ain't that worth it too?
Yeah. F that pick. Yep. F that pick. Bye.
Bye, Felicia. Because what we gonna do with the two
Hmm.
anyway? Take some damn hurt
Right.
project cornerback that wants to play
Hmm.
street and
Hmm.
off the team in 3 years,
Hmm.
or a
Yeah.
hurt tight end that's a healthy scratch half the damn time, 47 years old, has 900 career yards in 7 seasons. You know, I
Hmm.
it's I don't get it. You can't be scared when you say, well, we can't make it past a while, can't make it past the divisional round. We never have a good team, but we can't give up that second round pick for a rental. That's stupid. And get out of my face.
Yeah. That's crazy in itself because you're taking a proven player who's been there and done that. and
Yep.
while you're drafting a player which you don't know about. Yeah, I'm giving up a second or a third for a Pickens or a Williams.
For
If
somebody
it's
that
going to help
shows
us
they can
get to
play in the
somewhere
NFL.
now, yes, somebody who's already been there and done that, and they're both explosive. That's the key. It ain't like they're chopped liver. They're both explosive receivers, which Dallas needs. So F that pick. That second or third is gone. We'll figure it out next year. We're trying to get something now.
Yeah, yeah. We're trying to run. We're trying to go get something. We ain't trying to hang around here back and be picking 21 again next year. Damn that, damn that. And that's the other
Hmm.
thing. If it works out, that's the thing for people. Like, no matter what trade Philly makes, you got to think about it from the fact that that pick is going to be more than likely in the last 5 to 7 slots of that round on any given year. So now you're not even giving up 44, you're giving up like 59.
Hmm.
It's like, wait, what are we talking about now? We're getting to day three. We're out of the top 50. We're getting to day. We're about to turn the corner there to the third round.
Hmm. I feel
So
that. Oh,
yeah,
what's up with you, Angie? Appreciate the cash app that you hit me with the other day. I love you for life. Appreciate you for that. But let me ask you this right here, Mike. I feel like the Cowboys going to pick up Alfred Collins. I think he's kind of dropping, big tackle from Texas. Let me ask you, if they get that receiver at the 12th pick, right? Do you go after the running back like a Henderson at 44? And if you do go for the
yeah.
running back at 44, and on that third round pick, because those first three picks, if they don't do any trades, how would you pick how would your draft go in the how drafting with their minds? Because we ain't drafting like we want, we're drafting like their minds. So how would you think the
If they
draft would go in those first three rounds?
if they double up on offense or go on defense, it doesn't matter the position. That's just the way. That's the way I see it. If they double up on offense or go on defense in the third round,
And do you think that that'll be the majority of the rest of? Because I feel like it would. Like if they attack that receiver and get that running back from rounds three, and you got like four, five, three fives, two sixes, and I think two sevens. Do you think that's where it gets littered with the cornerback, the linebacker, the D tackle? Do you think that's where it gets littered?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And as opposed to last year where you completely ignored the offense until what pick 174 or some crap like that. We seen how that worked out.
Hmm. Hmm.
You got you.
Hmm.
You're basically at a spot where you have to double up on offense
Hmm.
on 1-2, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this is
So
the draft. You got to attack it. If those guys are there, get them done, get them out the way, and then go worry about the other stuff. But get those guys out the way so you don't got to deal with that no more. You feel what I'm saying? Now,
yeah,
if Ted is
you
gone,
go in at a
let's say
yeah, golden Abuka.
no, I was just saying Golden
Yeah,
or Buka. I'm cool with that because I was fighting at Buka for it at 12. But you're going to get a receiver, get somebody. Don't wait. Don't play the game. Get one of those three. You feel what I'm
yep.
saying? And if you get one of them three, I've been like, "Oh, I don't want a 12 with a number two, but I don't care. We need to get it done, get it out the way, and keep it pushing and move forward. So if any three of them guys are there, get them done, get them out the way, and then attack that running back in the second round. And then if you can get that defensive tackle, Alfred Collins is the one I think they're going to go after. In my opinion, I think that's who they're targeting. Get Travion Henderson, please. I don't think he came, but I don't want Judkins. I just feel like he's a good back, but he's dependent on the line. I need somebody who's explosive. We need an explosive back, just like we need an explosive receiver, explosive back. So please, Cowboys, address those two things. Explosive the first two rounds, get nasty with it in defense, and all the rounds after that.
If you walk into day three with a wide receiver, running back, and a D tackle in your back pocket, gee, you sitting pretty.
You feel good. You feel good.
You sitting pretty.
You feel good.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
you
absolutely,
feeling real good if that
absolutely.
happens.
So and you're not gonna, not gonna hit on every pick, but you got to make the best of the situation and trade back, trade back, trade back, trade back. I keep hearing this. My message: trade back, trade back. Who the fuck's trading up and who for?
Right.
It's been for the
Right.
last 2 months. For the last 2 months, everybody in the top 15 is trying to bail because they don't like
Hmm.
this draft. So if they don't
Hmm.
like the draft, who the hell's coming up from 21 or whatever to 8 or 9 to come get somebody?
Yeah, because there ain't no this ain't that type of draft. This is the draft where you're going to really be more depth heavy, where you don't explosive. This is where I really feel like second and third rounds are where a lot of the litter of the talent is going to be. So those second and third rounds are going to be critical in my opinion. First round, great, but second and third rounds, that's where it's going to be explosive. And I've been hearing that stuff about Zabel too on the offensive line. I feel like that's a smoke screen. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. We got like 78 in the chat. I feel like it's a smoke screen. If they went Sable, first round offensive lineman, I ain't gonna kick the table, but I'm just gonna shake my damn head.
If we're gonna talk, you know, back to that, they just clicked them. The Jerry talking about we got may have a trade in to work something big. Something big for them would be getting back into the fourth round somehow,
Right.
right in the meat of
They
this
ain't doing
draft.
nothing crazy.
That getting back into the fourth round, whether that's a future, next I don't know next year. Try to see if you can get one on a comp. Hopefully, you get one return on a comp pick next year or something like that. But try to get back into this draft where you don't have that 100 pick gap
Hmm.
between.
Because yeah,
So
because that's a 75 gap from the third to the fifth. You need that fourth. So that I feel like I agree with you, Mike, is that when they were talking about big trade or anything like that, that's just getting that fourth round pick trading back into that fourth
just
round. Because in my opinion, you can't go from third to the fifth. 75 picks and this that much depth in this draft, you're gonna get eight alive. You gotta get that
do
fourth.
it. It'll be just like last year where we watched Bucky Irving and all them go off the damn board, and everybody's like, "Relax, it's just a fourth rounder. Relax." Well, we seen what happened. Damn sure would have liked to have that running back last year, wouldn't you? I would have.
Right.
So
Hmm.
that's I don't know how you do it, but that would be for them, and in the context of this team, that would be big.
I feel like it
Relatively
may
speaking.
happen because I feel like Shotty's influence is really helping this team. I feel like, when we seen him at the press conference when he's looking at Jerry, like there's been arguments, there's been tough conversations. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. That's the only thing that is keeping me with the Cowboys in team because I feel like Shotty is really pressing these dudes. I feel like he's really coming after these dudes. Like, you want me to do this, but y'all ain't let me do that. So how am I gonna coach? Like, I feel like Shotty is not. I love it. I feel like we got to in Shotty we trust because he's gonna be
We
our key dog. He's the only one that's gonna
we
get to
talked about it.
Steven, and that's what we need.
We talked about it when he was hired. We know we did that show a couple of days later, and I talked
Hmm.
about it. We discussed it that the respect Jerry Jones. It's ironic considering the way he lives his personal life, but they're real big on family, quote unquote, and
Hmm.
bloodlines and lineage. And I knew me and your daddy used to go fishing together.
Yep.
The
Jason
respect, the
Garrett.
respect that the respect that Jerry has for his dad is
Hmm.
seems to be like it's buying him a little collar room to work up
Hmm.
there in that office with what he would let him cook, leave him the hell alone, let him do his job, and you know that was one of the upsides that I saw with this hire because there
Hmm.
wasn't many, to be honest, because I mean it wasn't like it was a very involved progress. They
Hmm.
got their guy. They just they did they interviewed one person. So
Right.
uh,
Right.
that it seems to be that he has a little room around his collar to do more. And
Yeah.
um, yeah, yeah, that's I think there's trouble in paradise with them too. That whole dynamic's been weird. That whole
Yeah.
dynamic's
You,
been
you know
weird.
why though? I know you not. I know you might trip on me, Mike, because I've been saying this, bro. I've been saying this, bro. But Jerry and Brian Schottenheimer are both Libras. Their birthdays are 2 days apart. I'm a Libra. They have that natural vibe. You can see it. That's why you keep on seeing Jerry look at him like Brian be challenging me. I like it. He's bringing me like they have that natural connection. Steven is a Cancer. He's crabby, and you can see he already is like looking ugly at him. Like because I feel like Brian is jumping in there and taking more control and talking and asking. And I feel like Steven's like, well, I don't know if we want to do that. I don't. And that is I feel what you're saying with that because I feel like that's going to be the issue because Jerry and Shotty have the natural understanding where Steven is always on the outside looking in. And I think that bothers him. And I think that's why he always goes against the grain.
I feel like Shotty's got the nuts on him to call a cat boy up and be like, "Hey, you at work today?" Or
Yes. 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 Yes.
because I ain't seen you. I've been in the
Yes,
office
Mike.
since 6:30. I ain't seen you.
Hmm.
I was about to go get
And
some
he's going to
lunch. I didn't
outwork him.
know.
Yes, yes, you're right, Mike.
And Catboy looks like he's aged about 10 years in the last summer or two. I mean, that boy looking.
Man,
There's something been chewing on that boy's head. He looked like used bubble gum. So, I, I think there's trouble in paradise on that front. Maybe it's all that damn money he lost in blockchain eating his ass up. But this it's just weird. You know, you don't hear him. You don't hear him anymore. Well, obviously, like there was a couple interviews at the combine. There was a couple interviews. No, he wasn't even at the combine. He was at the damn owners. It was at the owners meetings and the competition committee. You don't hear him. You didn't hear him at the retirement pressers. You didn't hear him at the shot. Like what did he say? Like maybe 3 words at the Shotty interview at the
hmm
Shotty presser. You don't hear him. I wonder if he got his hands slapped. I just there's something going on that I've been chasing down with these dudes for a minute, and there's a bunch of shit behind the scenes that you flat out can't say because I'll be sued into fucking the center earth because that's it's libel literally, and pissing off
hmm
billionaires is bad for your life expectancy. So I just kind of been letting
hmm
sleeping dogs lie, but there's a bunch of there's something there's something brewing, and I can say that I know the Catboy don't want to be working like that, and I think that when Jerry taps out, I don't see it. You see him running it like running this team like Jerry
Nah,
does.
not the way Jerry did,
He
and he
don't want to
gonna hate
work
it
like that,
because
dude.
and we no, and we all gonna say you ain't, and you know what's gonna be killing him when we all say you ain't your daddy.
No, he
You
ain't your daddy. He done and
ain't
he
your
done
daddy.
spent. I bet I bet he feels awkward as hell with his ego because you know he got an ego on him. When he go to these owners
Hmm.
meetings, nobody want to talk to him. Why are you here?
Nobody wants to recognize him. They're like, where
Why are you
Jerry at?
here?
They
You
don't
spent
give him no respect, and that's why he's so sully. That's why he's so
well, he spent the
crabby
last three
cancer.
decades being a dickhead to people, pissing, burning every damn bridge
Right?
he could. All
You
the
right,
agents hate
right.
him.
And
Half the owners hate him. The media hates him. I, I have never heard
I don't know. I ain't
one
never.
person.
Have you heard a player? Have you heard one player? Let's keep it real, Mike. Have you heard one player how they talk about Jerry say anything
No,
about Steven?
I haven't heard one human, player, coach, trainer, ex general manager, ex
Ever say
owner. I
anything
have
highly about Steven?
not a damn not on the record, not off the record. And I've talked to a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of damn people, man. No, no. I know they'll go out of their way to be like, that asshole, that asshole. But not one good word have I heard about that guy ever. You know how hard that
Nope.
is? Hitler even got
Yeah.
defenders, dude. like,
Bro, like I
like,
said, I listen to these players. I never hear one player saying, man, I love Steven, Steven B. I never hear anybody say,
they'll
I don't
talk
even
about
care about
Jerry
the
like he
spotlight.
invented oxygen.
They'll talk, right. You see people taking pictures with Jerry, famous athletes. You even heard them saying, Luca, Luca's my boy. Like me and Luca
Yeah,
friends. You think Steven is? No, because he don't like Steven. Nobody likes you, dog. And that's the
nobody.
problem. I need Jerry to stay alive until he's 120 and get a robot body and a good young brain and stay here because I don't need Steven taking over because when they introduced him as part owner, I almost threw up.
He gonna be running the team like them, like the ex presidents on Futurama, where they got their heads in the glass case. They got to go ask you what to do.
My God. It's going to be
Yeah,
bad, but let's not talk about that negative. I don't even want to talk about
that's
him.
not
But
negative.
I
I
know
think
I
it's
got
a
to get off
positive
of
because
here.
Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead. Go
We
ahead.
got
No,
to roll.
finish that. Finish. No, no. Finish that. Finish
I,
what you were gonna say.
that man does not want to work. If for whatever you want to say about Jerry, Jerry sleeps 2 hours a night and he'll work his
He
ass
works
off.
his ass off. He works his ass off.
That dude, that dude, that dude don't want to grind. He ain't about this life. He ain't about this life.
You know, he ain't about this. He ain't about this life.
He too
And
sensitive.
he'll
He
never
too
be his
fragile.
daddy. You'll never do what your daddy did. Never in life. You'll never do. You'll never, ever, ever live up to your
Mm-mm,
daddy. Ever,
mm-mm.
ever.
You know, I
That's a
be telling
fact.
boy, your daddy be
Gary
rolling
Jr.
over in
might
his
be better
grave
than
right
you.
now. Your daddy be rolling over in
Mhm.
his grave right now if you seen what you did to this place. They gonna tear his ass up. So that's a
Yeah.
positive. So maybe he'll just promote Will Clay and get the hell out the way. But I got to roll. You got to roll. Thank y'all for coming in. Short notice.
Appreciate you,
Peace.
dog. We're gonna do this again after the draft. We'll talk about our players. Make sure you tune. Don't go yet, nowhere yet. Make sure you tune in tonight because we're gonna have a fabulous show. We're doing all teams, Mike. I'm not doing the Cowboys. I'm actually breaking down the Bengals, Browns, Steelers, and Ravens. We're all doing a division. We're taking the four teams. Make sure hey, if you ain't doing nothing, Mike, jump in my feed, bro, because I think this is gonna be legendary as far as the Steelers. This is gonna be like the NFL. So please check this out, y'all. If y'all ain't got nothing to
Go
do on draft day, get out here and check it out. It's gonna be fire. I guarantee you.
check it out, brother. All the homies hate
My
Catboy.
dog.
Appreciate y'all.
All right. Peace. Hey y'all. My dog Mike White. You know how it is. We getting out of here because I was at work, but I had to get this show in before draft. Somebody asked me my first four picks. If I had my choice, I would take McMillan. I would take Travion Henderson. I want Tyleek Williams, but he ain't gonna be in that third round. So I might reach. I don't know, and go with Collins. I think Collins is sliding, but I need a D tackle. So I do like Collins, and I feel like they like him too because he's already been in the 30-30 visit. They've already talked to him at the combine, so I feel like he's going to be a pick for Dallas. If nobody gets Alfred Collins, he's coming to Dallas. Y'all bank on it. I've already said it. Alfred Collins is coming to Dallas. So me, I would take McMillan. If he's there, I'm taking a Travion Henderson, and then I would take an Alfred Collins because I think they like him. And then hopefully they could jump back in the fourth, and then I might look at a corner, a linebacker right around then. I don't have anybody in my head right now because I'm on this phone, but that's what I'm looking at for sure. If you got my first three picks, it would be McMillan if he's available, Travion Henderson if he was available, and I'll take Alfred Collins because I know they like him. Even though they could probably slide to get him in the fifth, that's where I would probably go right now, or maybe with a cornerback as well. But I'm out of here. Love y'all. Thank you for being in the feed. Had a great time in the feed. Make sure you come back tonight. It's starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Central Time. Draft day, draft night. I'm doing the AFC North. Everybody's doing a division. This is going to be litty, litty, litty. Boss outdid himself. I'm trying to tell y'all, Boss outdid himself. The man killed it. And y'all need to be in there to see this because this is going to be something like you never seen. All these other draft shows out here, we ain't mad if you go out there, but if you come in this one, you're going to see something that you ain't never seen before. And I guarantee you that. So let's get it, man. Big game, James. We in these streets. We in these work streets. We in these draft streets. It's going down. We out. Peace.